Hello, everyone. Welcome. I hope that you guys can hear me okay. Welcome if you're new. I'm filming outside today because in Minnesota, when the weather is finally nice, I want to get outside as much as I can. So hopefully we'll kind of have a cute, cozy book haul video because I think this is one of the first book haul videos actually this year because I've been trying to not buy a ton of books and work through my physical TBR. So anyway, let's share the books. Like I said, some of these are actually from Christmas. A lot of these were gifted to me, and a few I did purchase. So, Penny, come here, girl. Well then. Anyway, maybe she'll join us. She's keeping guard. Anyway, hi. If you're new, welcome. My name is Tanya, and let's talk about books. All right. I don't have really a particular order, but this first book was actually, we had a book sale at the library where I work. If you did not know, I am a librarian. And so we actually were having a friends of the family or friends of the library book sale. And I tried not to buy too much, but I ended up finding just a couple that I wanted to add. And so I found this one. It's called The Good Left Undone. All I know is it's a historical fiction, World War II, I believe, and it's set in Italy. And then there's also something about, I'll just read this paragraph to you guys. So it says, Matilda, the Cabrelli family's matriarch, has always been brusque and opinionated. Now as she faces the end of her life, she is determined to share a long-held secret with her family about her own mother's great love story with her childhood friend Silvio and with dashing Scottish sea captain John Laurie McVickers, the father Matilda never knew. Sounded so interesting. So I picked this one up. Then this next one is one that I just was so excited to get. This is actually my first ever physical ARC book that I ever received. And so I was just a really pleasant surprise. I've gotten e-ARCs, which I'm always grateful for, but I've never received a physical ARC. And this was just such a pleasant surprise. And it was the book Everything Was Beautiful and Nothing Hurt. And it is by Ben Reeves. I have actually already read it. I'll have some more information in my monthly wrap-up coming up. But actually also, if you're interested, it's going to look like this and have a cute little kitty on it. So it looks like they changed the cover since the physical arcs were signed out. This is kind of I would say, literary fiction with maybe a little bit of magical realism. And I'll just read the one plot or little part of the blurb. It says, an exquisitely moving novel about finding beauty, hope, and meaning in the brevity of life, as narrated by the one who knows it best, death. So it follows Travis, who is death, but in our modern society. And that's all I will say about that. So if you're interested, it's actually coming out, I believe, in July. Yes, July 7th, it's coming out. Then this next one, my gosh, wait. This next book was actually one of the only pre-orders of so far that I've had. This is one author that I always pre-order her books, and I think actually the only author. I don't usually pre-order books really ever, but this is the book The Night We Met by Abby Jimenez. I really like Abby Jimenez's books, pretty much all of them, except for maybe one that wasn't my favorite, but she's also a Minnesota author, so I just wanted to support her as well. And I just really enjoyed this book. This is the one that had sprayed edges on it. And then it also has cover art on the inside, the fireworks that match the sprayed edges. So it's really nice addition. So I have actually already read this as well. This was a 5-star read for me. Really enjoyed it. I think I'm always gonna like I said, pre-order. She's an automatic buy author for me. Then this one is actually one that I have read, but I recently just acquired it. I found it for free on the library free cart that I was at. And this is the book Hello Stranger by Catherine Center. This is also one of my favorite authors. I've read a lot of her books and I did really enjoy this book. I think it came out last year or 2024. I don't fully remember, but I won't say too much about it, but it just follows a woman, Sadie Montgomery, and kind of things she's going through in her life, but she has diagnosed with temporary face blindness. So that's kind of an interesting element to this book, and it's just really cute and a good romance. I really enjoyed it. So I added that one to my shelf. And again, it was nice that it was free. This next book was one that an author that I have heard of before, but I have never read anything by her. And this was gifted to me by a friend of mine for Christmas. She did this fun thing where she found like thrifted secondhand books for like our group of friends, and she made little packages like for each of us. So it was kind of fun. So she found books that we would maybe like or geared towards our taste. And so this one just sounds really interesting. It's by Diane Chamberlain. It's The Dream Daughter. And I'll read you a little bit about the back. It just sounds really interesting. And again, this totally sounds like something I would like to read. It says, when Carly Sears, a young woman widowed by the Vietnam War, receives the news that her unborn baby girl has a heart defect, she is devastated. It is 1970, and she's told that nothing can be done to help her child. But her brother-in-law, a physicist with a mysterious past, tells her that perhaps there is a way to save her baby. What he suggests is something that will shatter every preconceived notion that Carly has, and something that will require a kind of strength and courage she never knew existed. That all sounds very intriguing. Please let me know if you've read anything by this author. I'm very curious to try it out. Then this next bundle of books is ones that I bought, but they were such a great deal. So if you did not know, I'm originally from Ukraine, and Russian is my first language. So I have been trying. I'm sorry if it's a little windy, but the cozy vibes, this is so great. The fresh air. I wish you guys could smell these flowers behind me, like through the video. It's amazing. So please endure/enjoy the fresh air with me. So, like I said, Russian is my first language, and part of just trying to maintain my language ability. If you're someone who's bilingual, trilingual, anything, you know that sometimes you just start forgetting like the other language. And so something that I like to try to do is to read in Russian when I can. I do have to say I prefer reading in English now, actually. It's faster for my brain than reading in Russian, but I'm still trying. Gotta make that brain work. And so I actually came across these. It's technically one book put together, and it is The Count of Monte Cristo. And it comes in two, so a classic. And so even in English alone, a classic is not always the easiest to read. But these were a really good price, because usually it's very expensive to find like Russian translated books in print. And so I was just so excited because it was under, I think, $18 for both, and in Russian. I was amazed. So it's the first part of it. It's broken up into two books, and then the second one. So that is my goal. Hopefully this year. I have started. As you can see, I've not made a lot of progress, but every few days I try to read a couple pages to make sure I'm practicing, and my brain is, we're still not forgetting our Russian. So anyway, then this next one, this is also a book that I have read, but I purchased it finally, and it is by one of my favorite authors, which is Frederick Bachman, and it is called And Every Morning the Way Home Gets Longer and Longer. And it is a little novella that I would say is kind of allegorical, I guess, in a way, and it follows the story of a grandfather and his grandson, and they are navigating the grandfather having dementia, and so they're kind of, I guess, explaining. It's a way that the grandfather explains to the grandson about like what's happening and what it feels like to have dementia, like it feels like in his brain. And it's just written in a very interesting way. I think that explains dementia in a very, like, it makes sense. You know what I mean? And it just explains it in a very interesting way. And also just some of the lines are really beautiful, and they're about the grandfather and his relationship to his wife. And I've already read it twice this year. It's a very short book, but I finally bought it to annotate it, and I do really recommend it, especially I think I don't have anyone that I know that has suffered from dementia, but even so, like, I think especially if you have, this might even be just really more eye-opening and even more interesting to check out. So I really enjoyed this one. Then this next book is one that I picked up at that library book sale, and this just made me think of my childhood, because these books are really popular and I never got into them because I didn't really know what it was, and it was back when I was still learning English. So I don't know. I just wasn't like into it. I didn't know what it was. And my parents obviously weren't into it. Like, they didn't know what it was. So anyway, if you know, It's the Redwall series. And I just came across this and I was like, this was the first book in the series. I was like, I just want to try it out. Because if you're not sure, if you don't know what it is, it's kind of, and I don't know if I do a good job, but all I know is it's got like animals, like cute little animals, wild, like wilderness animals. And it's kind of set in a fantasy world. So it just all seems so interesting. Yeah. So I'm thinking like maybe around fall time. I don't know. This just seems so interesting. If you are a Redwall fan, because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of books, um, please let me know. But I'm excited to finally read this. And then this is a book that, again, I randomly came across at that sale as well. And it is The Last Chance Library. I feel like any books about libraries, books, anything I will want to check out. Oh, that is my other pup, Spotterino. He is the protector, one of the protectors of our acreage. So he's an outside puppy. Hi, are you going to join? He just wants to bomb the video. So anyway, so this book is called The Last Chance Library, and it says here that there's a lonely librarian, June Jones, has never left the sleepy English village where she grew up. And shy and reclusive, the 28-year-old would rather spend her time buried in books than venture out into the world. But when her library is threatened with closure, June is forced to step out from behind the shelves to save the heart of her community and the place that holds the dearest memories of her mother. It says to rescue the place and the books that mean so much to her, June must finally make changes in her life. So something about maybe discovering herself a bit more. And again, anything with libraries, like maybe eclectic characters, I want to check it out. So I picked this one up. Then these next three books are a series that I was gifted by my amazing mother-in-law. So I had put these on my Christmas list because I just thought they would be great additions to have. And it is the Kindred Curse Saga. I always want to call it the Everflame Saga in my brain series. And so I got the paperback sprayed edges of books 1, 2, and 3. So this was such a lovely gift. So they're so pretty. This is book 1. I have read this one. And I have read book 2. Actually, I think I read all of these already. They are in Kindle Unlimited as well. But like I said, I really liked the series enough that I wanted them. So I was really excited to receive them. And they just look so pretty as well. And so this is the third book. And I know the fourth one I think is out. I don't know if it's out on the paperback version of the sprayed edges, but I'm really excited to have it. Then these next 3 books are kind of their own little set, I guess, or the same world. But 2 of them were gifted to me by my friend Molly, and I guess I'll show them to you. So I am a huge Anne of Green Gables fan. It's just my cozy mind where I go. It's just my favorite. It makes me think of just, I don't know, good things in the good things of my childhood that I remember. I just really loved this world. I wanted to escape into it. It was amazing. And I love Anne of Green Gables. And probably many of you do as well. But she got me the illustrated junior edition of the book. And I think I saw the copyright date. It's like from 1983, but it has really cool like color pictures in it. So like when she faces Mrs. Rachel Lynde. But it's just a beautiful edition. And so thank you so much, Molly. And I'm really excited to have this edition. I've been really itching to read Anne of Green Gables again. So I think I might read it from that version. And then she also gave me, that kind of goes along with that same set, is the Secret Garden. And it is that similar, again, the illustrated junior edition. So I got the Secret Garden. And then this I found on my own while thrifting for a couple dollars, but it kind of, again, fits in with that theme. And I was like, I wanted to get it because it matched. And it is Jo's Boys. And this is within the same world as Little Women. So it follows the children of Jo March from the first book of Little Women. And so I actually have not read this, but it just looked really cool. And again, I want to read it. Let's see. What did